We are here today, folks, with Miss Miriam Creed, and many of you know her now from our social media, but do you really know her?
Probably not.
You don't. I have a few questions that might help our viewers, clients, and otherwise get to know you a little bit better. So what would you say your favorite, so just a little bit of a segue. I was about to ask her a question, then I cut myself off. Miriam is a traveler. It's one of the things she could probably talk about ad infinitum. What would you say are the top 3 places, I'm not going to say countries, just places that you visited and why, briefly?
Tough one, but I'll give you the top 3. Prague is definitely my number 1. Prague in the Czech Republic. It is a very unique city. It's very old, has a lot of history, great people, amazing food. But the main thing is the history. The entire city is built around a castle that's up on a hill, and it has the Danube, the river that flows by. Absolutely gorgeous. The second favorite one is Budapest, Hungary, where my husband is from. It's another very old city. It's a spiritual experience to walk into cities like that. Old cathedrals, old churches, brick stones, very, very beautiful. And then let's pick something in the United States. There's so many gorgeous places, but I personally love the Smoky Mountains of Tennessee. And then I have to add a 4th one, which is Arizona. Sedona specifically is another one of those. It's a lot of greenery, a lot of nature, and you're surrounded by wild animal sounds and forest and just hills and beauty, natural beauty. As Amy said, I could go on a roll. I could be standing here talking for an hour about my travel experiences, but yeah, those would be my top 4, I think.
Okay, beautiful. Now, how would we explain to people in a way that we could online without being too funny or inappropriate? So I know your husband and he is a wonderful man. So what would you say is the thing that might get you a bet because of his perfection in this area?
So my husband is very much oriented to detail. He researches everything very, very thoroughly, uses every AI platform he can get his fingers on as well as anything else.
Give us an example.
Oh, my hair products. My hair products is a great example. He did a whole research project on what products are the best for my hair and what the sequence is that I should use them in and why. I used to dye my hair a lot. This is my natural hair color now, no longer dyed, and he kind of got me away from that. He's also very health conscious. So yeah, he goes into a lot of detail, and I admire it greatly because I'm the opposite. I'm an impulse buyer. If I like something, I get it. He turns it into a research cycle, which is great, because there's never a buyer's remorse. Once we get something, we're happy with it and it lasts. So yeah.
Okay, good. Tell me about your nieces and how different they are, and like an example, because I've heard some of what one of them says and it literally makes my day every single time.
They are the funniest, most unique individuals. So I have a nephew, he's 13. He's the big brother. And then the twins, they're 9, we're 10 now. They're twins, they're not identical. One of them is a little bratty and the other one is a complete angel, right? That's kind of their personalities. One of them is more princess-like, lady-like, and the other one should be happy in a sandbox with the boys, right? They are very funny, very outspoken. They definitely have that mentality from us. My sisters and I are known for not having much of a filter and just saying what we think. And the girls, especially Emily, the little bratty one, has that. She has no hesitation in telling her teachers what she truly thinks about things.
Can you tell me that example? Because I think it's well worth.
The Moses one?
Yes.
Okay. Are you sure about that?
So this is a 9-year-old, okay?
It's a 9-year-old.
And this is a child's viewpoint. I just think it's beautiful. It's just they're raw and they don't know.
They don't think twice. So she's in 3rd grade in Germany. They go through religion classes. They learn all about other cultures and religion. And currently the topic that they're learning about is the Catholic religion, specifically Moses and how Moses parted the sea and, talked to God through a burning bush. And her question to her mom, my sister, when she got home was, "Mom, I don't get this. Was this guy on drugs when he invented this story, or what happened here?" Because it just didn't make any sense to her, right? We all know that these stories are built on faith and they're built on somebody's belief and are probably, one of my priests growing up called it right, I think. He said these are moral compasses for people to follow, right?
Right.
And who knows what happened in translation of the Bible over time, but that's what we have today. But that was her reaction. How's this ever possible with scout drugs? So yeah, very outspoken.
I love that. Tell me about where you're from and what you love the most about it, like your city and what makes it special.
Okay, so I was born in Germany. My parents are from an area that's called the Black Forest. It borders on France. It's in the southwest of Germany. It's known for things like Hansel and Gretel, which everybody knows, or the Kuckuck's Clock is from there. Black Forest cake, which if you think you know what Black Forest cake in the US, you have no idea what it actually is. And just while we're on the topic, the German chocolate cake is not a thing. That does not exist in Germany. Okay, so that's where I'm from. My grandparents had a farm, which is where we spend our summer vacations and any vacation. They always had a lot of cows, they had pigs, they had horses. We had a Saint Bernard that I used to ride around on when I was a kid. Lots of cats, stray cats everywhere. Yeah, that's what we spend our summers doing. In the winter, we always had a lot of snow, like 1.5 meters. We would spend our summers camping on the fields. And there was always, I have a huge family when it comes to cousins and stuff. And there was always one of us got into trouble for one thing or another. Like, you know, I remember one night we were all asleep and my 4-year-old cousin had to go pee in the middle of the night. So he got out of his tent. We were camping on the field where the cows are usually, and he made such a mess. We told him, he's a guy, go pee outside, right? No, he insisted on going to the bathroom in the barn. And in his whole having to be right, he tripped over one of the tent strings and fell face first into the right? Or my sister, Jenny, the little one, insisted on having to say goodbye to my grandma once more before we were driving back home, which was an hour away. And my grandmother was milking the cows. And for anybody that knows how this works, grandma is sitting between the cows, milking the cow. And in the right behind the cows is this walkway. And Jenny, when she was 3 or 4 years old, was running behind the cows to my grandma, stood there, looks up, and all we hear her say is, uh-oh, because the tail of the cow lifted and she got full on shut on.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So we had to hose her down before we were able to leave. It was great. Anyway, I have 1,000 stories like that. But you know, when you're a child, you don't appreciate it. Like, oh, we have to go to a barn where our grandparents are. That's so uncool. But looking back, it was just the greatest childhood I could have asked for.
That's beautiful. Okay, yeah. Now you know a little bit more about Miriam, and look at her other videos because she's quite a pro and we love her. So now you have a little bit of some
background
personal
on who
stuff.
I am.